העיר סדום עומדת להיחרב.
להיחרב? למה? מה עשינו? אוקיי.
No, this is not clickbait. No, this is not a prawn movie. And no, this is not an American movie, nor is it English speaking. This is my attempt to bring light to a fantastic comedy that should be praised because it is good. This Is Sodom is what happens when you got a bunch of actors from an SNL type show, sprinkle in a National Lampoon's comedy, and being inspired by another biblical-esque movie in the form of Monty Python's Life of Brian. Are you still confused? Don't worry. I'm Meffistoe. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel because this is my review of the movie you've never heard of called This Is Sodom.
בוקר טוב, מכובדיי חברי המועצה. אורחים נכבדים. אדוני יושב ראש האופוזיציה.
So far so good. You clicked on this video and you're still actually here, so let's go. Because most likely you've never heard about this film, I'll give you some information on how it came about. The main actors and actresses in this movie were a part of a very successful SNL-type TV show that is still running today called Eretz, Nehederet, which is roughly translated into This is a Wonderful Country, a sort of sarcastic title in the vein of the skit show Little Britain. The stars of the show and the production team were in charge of creating this film. It is a strictly Israeli film intended for an Israeli market and has some Hebrew puns and jokes that are really hard to translate. Currently, you can only get this film on a hard DVD copy from Amazon.com.
אני גם לא עושה מלח. מה מלח? מה אנחנו נראים לך ילדים? אהלן אהלן. סוכר?
The story of the movie intends to tell the tale of Sodom and Gomorrah. It starts with God coming to visit Abraham and suggesting that he should only believe in one true God. Abraham, being the savvy individual that he is, can't just believe in any old God. The Almighty should prove his power. God agrees and tells Abraham that he intends to destroy Sodom because it being wicked in the eyes of the Lord, and that should demonstrate his own might. Abraham agrees, but with one caveat. His nephew Lot lives in that city, and he is a true, faithful, and good individual that doesn't deserve the same fate as the rest of Sodom. So God agrees, and he tells his angels to save Lot and his family.
תאתרו לי בבקשה בחור בשם לוט, והוציאוהו
מן העיר בטרם תשמד.
איזה תיקייה הפילה עלינו.
We cut to Sodom and we get introduced to Lot, who runs a charity lottery booth that helps raise money for children's charity house. Sadly, he gets signed an eviction notice, as we understand that the king of Sodom himself ordered to build a massive apartment complex to benefit himself financially. As the king plays golf, he overhears the two angels intended on destroying Sodom and their plan to rescue Lot. He comes up with a plan to usurp Lot by marrying his favorite firstborn to Lot's daughter and poses Lot in order to save himself.
חתונה? לא נראה לי שזה רעיון טוב.
אין ספק, מוסד הנישואין מזמן פשט את הרגל.
This proves to be a tough gig since Lot's daughter, Charlotte, is as virtuous as Lot himself. So much so that the king's son, Nineveh, actually falls in love with the girl and begins to rethink the entire plan.
סלח לי לילי כי חטאתי. כבר 9 ירחים מאז הווידוי האחרון שלי.
Sadly, things are already in motion. The king decides to corrupt Lot. He seduces him and his wife with some various means in order to achieve the goal of disguising himself as Lot, because apparently the angels that are coming to rescue him don't know what Lot looks like.
אתה מכיר במקרה אחד, לא? אולי אתה יודע איפה הוא גר?
בכיכר ימין, הבית שני אחרי הפנייה.
אז אתה לא רוצה לדבר.
The plans come crashing down as the king double-crosses his own son and sends his other son to marry Lot's daughter, all the while grabbing as much cash as humanly possible to escape the upcoming destruction of the city of Sodom.
מספרים על אדם ראשון שהיה המאושר באדם. וזאת למה? כי לא הייתה לו חותנת.
This is the first video in about 8 years that I've made across 2 channels that I've ever asked anyone to be proactive in actually going out and seeking a product. But if you love comedy and you are a fan of Monty Python or National Lampoons or old SNL or even the Mel Brooks movies, I encourage you to go and watch this movie and even suffer the English subtitles because this movie is worth it.
אחרי שנראה את השואו שלך עם הגופרית והזיקוקים והחנטריש, אני מאמין כשאני רואה, אדוני.
אדוני.
The movie takes what Life of Brian did and superimposes it on another biblical tale. Although just as much as any comedy satire, it takes a lot of liberties with the actual story. In fact, you don't have to be an Old Testament fiend to understand the story beyond the initial premise. God wants to destroy Sodom for being wicked, and Abraham requests a family member to be rescued because he's a good man. From there on end, it is a complete farce. It connects with the modern Western audience to the absolute fine levels of society. It presents an ancient world but with a modern twist. I mean, who in biblical times thought of lactose intolerance? There are some jokes that are poorly translated into English or any language for that matter. If you do pick up this movie and you watch, you'll probably pick up on it depending on how good the original translation is. For the most part, the movie is pretty much universal in the way the comedy is conveyed. It is those plays on words that sometimes get lost in translation. If you're a fan of comedy and you're not easily offended by religious jokes or faith-based pokes or prods, this movie will do the trick. I wholeheartedly recommend this movie to pick up and watch. It is hilarious, silly, and really good satire about religion, the Bible, and morality of humans, even in ancient times. It's fun and funny, and it needs a bigger audience to appreciate it.
אין דבר כזה אהבה. זה משהו שהמציאו בשביל להצדיק עירום שלא במסגרת פורנו.
I thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this review, smash that like button to help me out to beat that algorithm. Check out other reviews that I've done in the past, or check out our live Saturday show where we cover all sorts of amazing movies. And remember, hope is a good thing, maybe even the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. I'll see you on the next video.